This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast. I'm filling in this week as the former newsreader, Matt de Groot, who is, well, I'm still Matt de Groot, aren't I? It's just, my job is gone, my name remains the same. And this is part of the bonus episodes that we're running over summer and over Christmas, where we celebrate some of the best moments of the year. Now, these moments carry a little bit more significance in my life, because if you followed the show, I'm no longer part of it, so I get to invoice for this podcast separately, which I'm actually quite pleased about. And so instead of the top moments of the year, I'll be counting down the top 5 moments of my time on the show. Let's focus on one last high point.
Yep, please.
I would say the biggest global success my involvement of the show ever had, which was getting a giant bouquet of flowers, a comedically large bouquet of flowers to Meghan and Harry when they first came to Australia, when they were still popular.
Expensive.
And you tasked me with getting flowers to Meghan, a task for the normal man, impossible.
You had a huge advantage, and that was your height, the size of your head, because you do look like a giant thumb, and the size of the flowers. And Harry felt threatened.
Targeted.
Didn't he?
Yeah.
Not from a safety point of view,
Maybe.
but relationship. Meghan saw the human thumb, and I reckon she wanted more.
It led to international headlines. I did interviews all over the world with this one because everyone wants your Harry and Meghan moment. I almost got arrested by the Secret Service, who thought the giant bald man standing outside the Governor-General's house where they were staying with the flowers was probably a red flag. Understandable.
It was at that stage I called the sniper off as well. I said, don't shoot.
You've always been in my corner.
Always there for you.
Always there for you.
Do not shoot the piggy. And they yelled out, we're making bacon. And I went, no.
I don't think that's how the Secret Service works.
Hold tight.
This is how it went.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Promises. We've all thrown a few of those out before, haven't we?
Oh, yeah, commonly known as lies, mate.
Whether we've gone through with them or not, who knows?
Stuff that.
Matty de Groot gave us a promise yesterday that he was going to deliver some flowers to Meghan Markle.
Meghan and Harry making their way down to the Opera House forecourt.
Meghan and Harry are expecting a baby.
Harry's done the business.
Mate, you were armed yesterday when we sent you off out of the studio. You raced off at about 8:45 with a $500 bunch of flowers.
It was
huge.
Yeah, about the size of a 6-year-old child.
Yeah, it was.
Weighed about as much too.
Smelt a bit better.
What have you
When have I ever
measured
let
one
you
next to
down?
it?
Yeah, with the new app. When have I ever let you down? In all honesty, you've sent me on challenges to Angelina Jolie.
That's true. Minutes on the show when you do traffic.
That's true.
I was determined that today was going to be a
big accident on the
day.
Anzac Bridge, and we said, what's that? And you didn't know there was one.
Don't worry about it.
Not helpful, is it?
I'm here to celebrate
Not
what
helpful.
happened yesterday,
This was
mate.
a big day and they want to nitpick.
I don't need any roadblocks.
So we went, speaking of roadblocks, straight to Admiralty House.
Yeah.
Because they were sitting there, they were leaving there at about 9:30 to go to Taronga Zoo. So I thought the best thing we could do, jump out in front of their motorcade with the flowers and deliver it to them as they pulled
You
out of the
can't
house.
just jump out, mate. You'll
risky,
get shot.
risky.
Yeah,
You'll
get
get winged
sniped.
by a sniper.
not just winged. Have a listen to this good officer of the law come and have a chat with me out the front of the Admiralty House.
Don't rush out there because you've been spotted already by the dig parade guys.
Yeah.
All right, that if you're stuck on the footpath, you're going to get hurt.
Tackle me?
Yeah. All right.
If I step off the footpath?
Yeah, don't do it.
Oh,
It's a
I'm not
warning.
going to. Of course, I'm not
It's a
going to do it.
warning. Don't do it. I don't want to hurt you.
I'm absolutely not going to do it. However, I appreciate the heads up.
Bugger it, because we
That
did-
would have
we-
been-
we gave him the heads up to snipe you.
That was a guy
seems
that was a guy
lame.
in sales pretending to be a policeman.
Yeah.
He was going to drill your head into the ground, mate.
He wanted to. You could tell that he was wanting me to do it, but not a chance. So the car went past. Their next step was Taronga Zoo, which no one had really forecast was a meet and greet opportunity because they were meeting some koalas and they were going to open a science centre and then go straight to the Opera House.
Yep, everyone was gathered at the Opera House.
But we thought, let's at least give it a crack because maybe we can get them as they go into Taronga Zoo.
thinking.
Turned out to be the money move because the only people that were there were people that were already at Taronga Zoo.
Right.
So there was maybe 60 or 70 people in a little area where Harry and Meghan were just going to be walking past to get on the gondola to go down to the bottom to get the boat to the Opera House. That was where we could strike.
But can I just say, I was a bit disappointed because I've seen this video. Is this up on the Facebook page, the Fitzy and Whipper Facebook page? If there was only 60, 70 people there, you were 6 people back. You weren't even down the front.
60 or 70 people in a gap that was about 10 metres wide, and there were prams, there were
You
the
know the hard
elderly.
part
You got
too?
there early, mate. You got there early.
I didn't get there early. They'd been there for hours.
Timing is everything too. Like, you can't predict the behaviour of what the royal couple is going to do.
No.
Whether they're actually going to come over or they're going to go, no, everyone knows we're doing a meet and greet or whatever at the Opera House, so we'll save it for that.
Yeah. And they were going to go straight past us until they saw this gigantic bouquet of flowers, which I was holding up above the crowd like Simba, and it played out like this. Meghan! Beautiful flowers! Do you like them?
You can't give flowers that big to my wife.
I'm sorry to make you look not as good as you should be. Our absolute pleasure. Congratulations.
What did you say?
What did you say after she took the flowers?
To be honest, that's the first time I've heard it back because it was a blur to me. What did I say?
Can we hear it
Do
again?
you say, mates, you're not as big as you should
No,
be?
I'm sorry to
Play it
make
again.
you look. Meghan! Beautiful flowers. Do you like them?
You can't give flowers that big to my wife.
I'm sorry to make you look not as good as you should be. Our absolute
I'm
pleasure.
sorry to make you look.
Congratulations. Because my first fear was saying the word mate or big man, which is what I wanted to do.
Big man.
Then to either go with the gag
Royal
or apologise for offending. But it all happens in an instant.
Yeah.
But it's quite a surreal, starstruck moment.
What was the handshake like?
Strong.
Was
he
it?
has, and the ladies of Sydney will be thrilled to know,
Mate.
big hands.
Wow.
Maddie, is he
Big
your
hands.
height?
He's a little bit shorter than me. I'm 6'4", but he's
Yeah.
certainly taller than you'd imagine. And Meghan
Yeah, is she beautiful?
stunning.
Yeah.
Not short, but rake thin at the
Yes.
moment.
Yeah,
Rake
yeah.
thin.
Tiny.
It was unbelievable. And then this footage, which honestly all the cameras and the media had gone down to get on the boat to go over to the Opera House. So they weren't there. So we had Sean, our photographer, was with us, and there were lots of people with their cameras out. Filmed this interaction where Meghan's offsider took the flowers. Meghan went over and looked at them. The entourage said, the princess thinks the bouquet is beautiful. She'd love to take them from you. And that was when Harry then identified where we were, came over to have this conversation, which is unbelievable.
You can't give flowers that big to my wife.
And that line has gone mental.
Because the great thing is, there's
Mental.
a moment where Harry points at you and then storms over. So, if you throw it out of context, you can see that it looks like Harry has got
It's great clickbait.
He's drawn a line and he's angry.
Where is this going around the world?
It started going big here locally when all the different outlets picked it up, and it was a fun moment. But then things like Lad Bible and Unilad started picking up and made it a little bit more
Yeah, they said he told you off, didn't they?
Yeah. The BBC Radio had this.
Earlier in the day, the Duke joshed with well-wishers who presented his wife with a bouquet, protesting that it was far too large.
One stick made the BBC. Wait, play that last bit again.
Protesting that it was far too large.
Their words, not mine. It was just on Inside Edition in the US. They had photos of the bouquet.
Wow.
There was Harper's Bazaar running it on there. It is genuinely everywhere, but guaranteed it was a fun interaction. There was
So you were taken
adversarial about
back
it.
by the whole thing? You're a bit starstruck?
Because we talk about them every day.
You see them
and
every
you
day.
see them every day, and you watch the wedding. Like, obviously, celebrities roll through here all the time, but he's at a very rare stratosphere of people that you talk about every day. And that moment, and he's very practiced at it, but when he does meet and greet people along the line, and he makes eye contact, and he takes a second to say thank you.
You can't give flowers.
And then he sledges me.
that big to my wife.
And then he rips you
He's
apart.
honestly really, really
This is
Mate,
the
I'm a bit
biggest-
jealous.
This is the biggest 24 hours of your life. And look, now this has gone global. This is huge. It's just a good feeling to know that coming up next, you're going to give us the traffic.
Well done, buddy.
Sydney traffic, Nova 96.9.
As he's running into the
he's just
studio,
shining
there
it
he
in.
is.
Make sure if you haven't
no,
seen
he's-
that.
He's run straight out of the door.
Yep.
No, he's not doing traffic anymore.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie.
On Nova.
Harry.
The visit of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
The Duke joshed with well-wishers who presented his wife with a bouquet.
You can't give flowers that big to my wife.
I must admit, you've got to give it to Matty de Groot. It was an amazing effort.
It was, but that was the past. The kid yesterday who grabbed onto Harry's beard and gave both Meghan and Harry a hug. He was the cutest little man in the world, and
Luke
I'm sorry,
Vincent.
MDG.
Luke was his name.
Oh, God, he won some hearts.
He has won the world over. I think he's overtaken you, MDG. You've been pushed out the door.
Yeah, so the new challenge is to grab Harry on the beard.
No flowers, and if I was to grab Harry on the beard, he would have smacked me into tomorrow.
Well, Maddie, did you see the little girl who looks identical to Meghan Markle when she was a child? And Harry actually broke royal protocol and insisted they all have photos together.
That's right. Come over here.
That one up to you as well.
Yeah,
That one was huge.
I'm not sure why this needs to be an us versus them. Like, we're all part of the royal family now.
Well, you are more of an international correspondent / spokesperson
/ stalker
for the royal family now. I mean,
/ self-promoter.
2 days ago, BBC 2, Radio 2 in the UK had this to say.
Earlier in the day, the Duke joshed with well-wishers who presented his wife with a bouquet, protesting that it was far too large.
We did. We protested.
Oh,
yeah,
my gosh.
Yeah, but no,
wonderful chap.
No names there. That could have been anyone, Matt de Groot. We were actually disappointed with that yesterday. That was the only international news that we got from you.
That is
then
absurd.
You started to do your own publicity. You threw it out there to a few people. You got a bit of a nibble yesterday, mate. Talk us through the show.
I didn't put it out there to the world. The world wanted to get in touch. I wanted on the record that I didn't contact anyone, but I woke up and there was this interview request for this TV show out of the US that were determined to get on the gigantic bald man that got the big bouquet of flowers to Prince Harry. And, well, on behalf of the show, on behalf of you guys and your idea, I felt it best to respond with a yes.
All right, so this show is called Right This Minute, based out of the US and also Canada. Let's have a listen to what happened.
This fella right here is Matt de Groot, and you'll notice he's got a rather large bouquet of flowers. They grab the flowers and take them over so she can gush over them. Look who walks by. He spots what's going on, goes right on over. Look at the look on his face.
You can't give flowers that big to my wife.
Now, the fella behind these gorgeous flowers is Matt de Groot. He's a newsreader for the Aussie breakfast show Fitzy and Whipper. I've got a quick question for you. Do you have a girlfriend?
I have a fiancé. You can only buy a $350 bouquet of flowers once in your life, and you either decide to give it to your fiancé or a princess, and I'm happy with the one I chose.
Celebrate the success.
You'll be the next Jerry Springer, mate.
Bronte's now left, mate. We got a phone call earlier. She's no longer at your house. That's it. The relationship's over.
I would want to know,
well
would you rather that I say no to the opportunity to spread the good word of the show and your idea globally?
Spread the good word. What is this, a cult?
No, this is good. What does your interview list? What does your interview list look like today, mate? Are you flat knacker? How many are you booked in?
Well, again, it's probably starting to pass because of this damn kid. But that's okay. I'm going to go down to Melbourne and we can recreate it. I'm going to meet them at the top of the Harbour Bridge.
Get an even bigger bouquet.
We're going again.
No, but were you on entertainment tonight?
The footage was on entertainment tonight. It's been on Lad Bible, Uni Lad. It was on TMZ. It has been...
Lad Bible? Who's on that website?
The tasteless gentleman?
More people got in touch to say that it was in Lad Bible. You guys are kidding. You would love to be on Lad Bible.
Speaks about your friend.
Don't talk this
Ruthless
down.
reality?
Ruthless reality would be the best. No, it's going really well. Thanks, guys. Appreciate your support. This is your idea. You can't turn this against me. No.
I love you, Matt de Groot.
This is great,
so
mate. No, well done. You've been doing a great job.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.